right, Scott, all the way from down south. We are live again, it looks like. So, hello, everybody. Welcome, Connor family. This is Jay Connor, the Private Money Authority. Scott, are you with us?
I am, and we've got no one watching but 5 likes on Facebook. So
how can anybody be liking this show and nobody be here is what I want to know.
I guess when the post was made was a day ago, so somebody must have liked it. But it's the first time where we've got some people joining us now. Hi, make sure you tell us where you're from, leave a comment. But yeah, like 5 likes and 0 on the eyes. So
we got some people showing up now, right?
We do. Welcome, everybody.
Well, we'll need to tell our special guests to put their cell phones away. We actually have people here. We actually have people. I'm keeping my cell phone away too, I'll tell you. So folks, as you are coming into the show right here, right now, we want to know where you're tuning in from. And let me tell you something, folks. I have got 2 very, very special guests. We're fellow mastermind members. And wow, have they got a story for you. All I can say is, you can be 18 years old and be a multimillionaire. Anyway, so
that's right.
Type in the what do you call that thing below the video, Scott? The comment bar.
Yeah, that's right. It'll automatically tell us your name. You just need to type in where you are because we want to know where you're from. It's exciting for us. And I'm in Medellin, Colombia in South America. On total lockdown, they let me out of my place once a week to go get groceries. But fortunately, I found someone who's a really, really good cook, and she cooks up for a bunch of people. And then she puts it on a motorcycle and someone takes it to my place. So I get fresh made lunch and dinners every day that, as you can imagine, are way more nutritious and way more delicious than anything I could ever cook on my own.
What I want to know is, where can Carol Joy get us one of those little motorcycles? I want to know.
Oh, you have to come to Colombia.
Hey, we've got Catherine joining us from the Triangle area in North Carolina, Scott. So,
hey, Catherine.
Welcome, Catherine, to the show. Hey, all of the rest of you other people who are like hiding behind your screen or your mobile device, I want to know where you're from. So right now in the comment bar below the video, in where you are from, we want to know where you are. The special guests that I'm going to be bringing up here in just a moment are going to blow you away with their story. And in fact, what they're going to share with you folks, they're going to share with you where to find hot deals, where to find motivated sellers, because after all, whether you're wholesaling or you're flipping or you're retailing or wholetailing or wholesaling or whatever it is that you're doing, you got to find the deals. Well, my special guests here in just a moment are going to share that with you. So, Scott, what's the weather like down there? That's what I want to know. Are you like hot yet?
No, it is the perfect spring day every day in Medellin. And it gets a rain, but what happens is around 4 o'clock, you see a big cloud come and it rains for like 20 minutes. Vancouver, where I'm from, if you saw that cloud come, you know it was going to stay for 3 months. But it's 20 minutes of rain and then it's gone. And in the wet season, it comes at about 6 o'clock and it stays for an hour. So we get this cleansing rain every day, and it's gone in 50 minutes, an hour and a half, somewhere in there. And then it's dries up because it's it's beautiful spring day. So it's paradise here.
That sounds awesome. Okay, folks, as you are coming into the live show right here, right now, go below the video, type in where you are from, because I want to know where you're tuning in from, whether you're on Facebook or you're on one of our YouTube channels. Go ahead and type in where you are from, because in just a moment, I'm going to be introducing our special guest. And you'll be able to ask them questions about finding deals, locating deals, and all that kind of good stuff. So,
I wanted to interrupt you for just a second and let you know that in our last show, something very, very strange occurred. And all the people that let us know where they were from were from Facebook. But the only people that asked questions were from YouTube. In fact, I was wondering if the YouTube wasn't working because we had all these people saying, I'm from North Carolina, I'm from Florida, and I'm from Texas. And it was all like Facebook, because there's this kind of little Facebook icon. I don't know if they can see it up there or not, but that goes by your name. But there was nothing from YouTube. And then finally, when they asked a question, when someone asked a question, they were from the YouTube channel. So we should start a competition to see who can, tell us where they're from more, whether the YouTubers or the Facebookers.
Well, that just makes me wonder, are YouTubers just more inquisitive and curious than Facebookers?
And less social. Because
all right. So Facebookers right there, you just got a challenge. Oh, here's Carol Joy. Come on in here, Carol Joy. We're live on Facebook and YouTube right here, getting ready to go officially live with our special guests, Lucas and Sam.
Hey, everybody.
From Carol Joy says, hey. So, all right, Scott, let's kick this thing off live.
All right, Jay, here we go.
I'm sitting on ready. Well, hello and welcome to another episode and show of Real Estate Investing with Jay Conner. I'm your host, Jay Conner, also known as the Private Money Authority, and I'm so excited to have you here to join us on still yet another episode of the show, because today I have got for the very first time some very, very good friends of mine and special guests to join us here on the show that's going to be talking with you and sharing with you how they find deals, hot motivated sellers for their real estate investing business. And you're going to be able to use these strategies as well in your real estate investing business. So we're actually broadcasting live right now on our Facebook and our YouTube channels. And if you're just now joining us to come in live on the show, type in right now the city and state you're from. We'd love to know where you're from. And you're going to be able to ask my guests questions here in just a moment. But before I get them introduced, I've got a free gift for everyone that's tuning in. And that is how to get funding for your deals, regardless of what your hard money lender or your traditional banker or any mortgage company would say. And what I'm talking about is getting funding for your deals by using private money. Back in 2009, I remember exactly as if it was yesterday. I got cut off from the banks with no notice, had no way to fund my deals. And I was introduced to this wonderful world of private money. And since 2009, February to be exact, I have not missed out on a deal because I didn't have funding. In fact, now business, we've got right at $8 million in funding that we use from house to house to house in the world of single family houses. And now you can get plugged into the same funding, again, regardless of what any of your traditional sources would say to you. So I've got right now, after this show, I've got a website for you to go over to check out, and you'll learn the 5 easy steps to get funding for your deals very, very quickly, even right here in the midst of coronavirus. It doesn't matter. In fact, I've got more funding coming into me within the last few weeks since COVID-19 heated up and started up than I've actually had since 2009. So there's plenty of funding available. And if you want to get plugged into it, here's how you get to it. After the show, get right on over to www.jayconner.com/money podcast. That website again is www.jayconner.com/money podcast. And if you're just joining us now for the first, just coming into the show, go below the video, type in your city and state, and let us know where you're from, because we want to know where you are from. Put your questions in the comment box, in the comment bar below the video, and we'll get all of your questions answered. With that, I'm excited to have on as my guest fellow Collective Genius Mastermind members Sam Primm and Lucas Walls. They both grew up in the St. Louis area. They've been friends for most of their lives. Sam is married to his beautiful wife, Courtney. He's got a 3-year-old daughter, Macy. And Lucas also married to Ashley with their 3-year-old son, Drake. Well, they started investing in real estate together back in 2014. And since then, they've got all different kinds of companies that they've structured. First of all, they've got a rental portfolio of doors, about 110 doors. Part of those are single family houses. Part of those are apartment doors as well. So if you're interested in commercial, you're on the right show. So don't go anywhere. Again, if you're just joining us right now on the live stream, go ahead and type in your city and state below the video and submit your questions to my special guests as they come on, and we'll get your questions answered. In addition to that, Sam and Lucas, they also own a real estate flipping business. So yes, they are flippers, known as FasterHouse. And just last year, they bought and flipped 168 houses. So a good number of those they wholesaled. So if you're interested in wholesaling, you can ask any questions about wholesaling. And both Lucas and Sam are very well qualified to talk to you about wholesaling and how that works, how to build your buyer's list of other real estate investors so you can wholesale those deals, and how to flip those as well. If you're also interested in learning how to pull out a bunch of cash from your commercial properties, well, in the past week, they just refinanced and pulled out $880,000 in refi cash money. So they can tell you how to get green very, very quickly as well. Beyond that, they've got their own education company titled Faster Freedom. They run their local RIA. They got a monthly meeting with about 150 people attending that there in the St. Louis area. They run a mastermind. They got boot camps. They got webinars, and they've got their YouTube channel that you'll want to take advantage of following, that we'll tell you about here in a few moments. And don't go anywhere, because at the end of the show, we're going to give out a website where you can download their new book. And this book will actually show you how to find all these different motivated sellers for your real estate investing business. With that, welcome to the show, my friends Sam Primm and Lucas Walls.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
What's up, Jay?
My lands, can't you tell how things are going?
They're going great, it sounds like.
Things aren't going great. You know, it's a crazy time here with COVID-19, but as I mentioned, I've got more private money coming my way. Just this past Friday, I sat down at 3:30 with new private lenders that have been referred to me because they certainly don't want to invest it in the stock market right now. I've got more houses under contract to cash out simultaneously than I've had since 2003. So business is good. How about with you all?
Yeah, business is good as well. We're sitting pretty similar. We our flipping company's doing very well. We got a few properties that we're burning and turning and wholesaling wise. We're working on a few rehabs. Like you said, we just did a portfolio refinance that we just finalized, pulling out $880,000. I'm pretty excited about that. And then our education company is just kind of getting rolling. So things are pretty good here in St. Louis. We're not quite getting as affected as the rest of the country. Luckily, we're a little more spread out, don't have quite the cases that a lot of the other big cities are having. So things are a little more normal here than I think they are around the rest of the country.
Well, if you're just joining me here on the show, my special guests are Sam Primm and Lucas Walls from the St. Louis area. They've got a flipping company. They got a buy and hold company. So as you're coming in here to the show, if you're on the live stream, go right below the video and you can ask any questions you got. We've got Keith that has joined us. He's got a question that we'll get to here in just a moment. And from New York, God bless you, in New York, we've got Harlem World King. And the rest of you, go ahead and type in where you're from in the comment section, and you can get your questions answered here by Sam and Lucas. So Sam, Lucas, whoever wants to answer the question, how is it that you all got involved in doing real estate together?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just got out of college back in 2012, 2013, and went to go look to rent a house. And I was like, why is the rent so expensive when I could buy the same house and have a mortgage that's $500 less than what the rent would be? So I got intrigued and just started educating myself. And that was in a different city than I live now. And when I talked to Sam. I was like, I'm moving back to St. Louis, and we're starting this thing. So the rest is history from there.
Yeah, we kind of always have been entrepreneurs together. In college, we owned an exterior painting company. We painted houses and fences and decks and all that kind of stuff. And we even tried being bookies in college for a little bit. So we were always looking for ways to make extra money and itch that entrepreneurial gene that we have. We each had, normal full-time W-2 jobs for the first few years out of college, but we worked on this on the side, and then when it came time, took the jump to full-time and haven't looked back since.
That's awesome. Paula, welcome back to the show. And everyone, if you're just now coming into the show, go right below the video if you're on the live stream and type in your city and state where you're from. Keith has submitted a question. Keith says, hi, Jay, how can I get funding to offer to my buyers so they can benefit and I can benefit from a point or two from the loan without until having to get a broker's license? Actually, Keith, if you are raising money for somebody else, yes, you need to be licensed. But if you want to raise money for your own business, then as I mentioned, just get right on over to jayconner.com/money podcast and we'll get those questions answered for you. So let me dive right in here, Sam and Lucas. As I mentioned, whether we're wholesaling, flipping, wholetailing, buying and holding or whatever, in the world of single family. So let's stay in this world of single family for a moment. What are some of your hot ways right now that you're locating hot deals, particularly here in the midst of coronavirus where some people are not letting you in their house?
Yeah, recently our main source, I would say the past 2-3 weeks, has been through our connectors and on our network relationship. So we like to buy half of our houses from our marketing, all the traditional sources, then half of them from our networking and our full-time acquisition guys, them going out telling people that they buy houses and, talking to people and getting in front of people. And I think the last 10 or 12 houses we bought have been all from real estate agents and wholesalers. So people that traditionally maybe try and sell their own property, or they try to maybe sell they come across properties, real estate agents try and sell them on the MLS, that's can become harder to do, obviously, with everything going on. So they're coming to us because they know that we're telling everybody we still buy, we still pay cash, we can still write non-contingent contracts, all that. So we're kind of the easy button that before a wholesaler could come across a deal and post it on Facebook probably and potentially sell it. Now that's become a little bit harder because a lot of people's funding's dried up, and our funding, and I know your funding has not dried up by any means. So we're just kind of digging up deals from people that kind of overlooked us kind of in the past and try to do it on their own. And that's come pretty hard. So we're getting a lot of deals from wholesalers and real estate agents.
Sam and Lucas, you just got a big shout out, but go ahead, Lucas, with your comment.
Yeah, that Sam was talking about our networking and connectors, but we also do paid marketing, obviously. So I think we've bought 10 houses this year with just our website. So boost your website up, write in some content, and get that search engine optimization up. Doing some cold calling right now, some direct mail, as well as I believe we just cut Google AdWords, but cut back on Google AdWords. Weren't getting great results there, but those are our paid avenues to find motivated sellers. But like Sam said, you can't find them all, so we rely on our network to bring us some houses where their buyers have probably dried up during these hard times.
When you say relying on your network, are you talking about relying on other bird dogs or wholesalers to bring you deals?
Absolutely, Jay. So we know pretty much every wholesaler in the market, and I would say in our market, probably 30 to 50% of the buyers have went away, whether that's funding related or just scared. So we can kind of swoop in there and get some deals we normally wouldn't get because they'd be going to other buyers.
Yeah, we really stress too. We have four full-time acquisition guys. We really stress to them that we're going to provide you leads. They're always going to keep coming. You work our leads, but you need to be out running your own deals, talking to real estate agents, talking to wholesalers, finding bird dogs. We buy houses from a bowling alley owner. Above his bowling alley, he says, I buy houses, and he brings us his leads. So we're out in the community, out with people that come across, potentially distressed houses or potentially distressed homeowners, and we offer them a solution. Take care of their solution and help them out the best we can. So we really try to get a mixture of paid advertising that we provide, and then them going out and get their own deals. So we really push that.
Sam and Lucas, we've got a number of questions coming in here from viewers. First, you got a shout out from Yates. Yates says, "Hey, from Dutzau, Missouri, you guys rock." And Yates says, question, would you suggest somebody that's new to real estate investing to start this at this point, or wait a few months to see what happens? I for sure have my answer. What is your all's guys' advice?
That's a great question, Yates. Appreciate it. To us, we've been buying rentals for the past 6 years. Probably one a month ish for the past 6 years. So we're not really going to stop that right now. I do believe a house that you bought 3 weeks ago will be worth a little less in a year from now. I believe that. But the type of houses that we invest in are, 100,000 to 200,000 working family type areas. And I don't believe they're going to get hit very hard at all with this crisis. So I would definitely go ahead and jump in and start buying. Just make sure you buy that rental property or your flip at a big enough discount.
Hey, Jay, can I say the great answer that everybody likes? It depends. It kind of depends on if you're buying it right. You can buy, and you know this, Jay, more than anybody, you can buy and make money in an up, in a down. You can make money in any type of environment. You just have to buy it properly, buy it at a discount, and allow yourself multiple exit strategies. If you buy a great house right now and you want to keep it as a rental, but you need cash, if you bought it right, you can probably sell it on the retail market if it's in a great price point and you did a good rehab. Or the other way around, if you're buying something to rehab it and you can't sell it, you potentially have the opportunity to rent it. So I would say if you're buying it properly and giving yourself proper exit strategies, heck yeah, no time like the present.
So my question, guys, geographically, how far away or how close is Dutzau, Missouri from where you all are?
I guess put it this way, we don't advertise in Dutzau, Missouri.
Dutzau probably in an hour and 15 minutes away from here. Well,
that's good news. That's good news. And here's why that's good news. So the question that Yates is asking, if somebody's new, should they start now or wait for a few months to see what happens? Here's my answer. Yates, start now, but don't you buy your first house until you get educated. Don't do this business and start it the way I did in 2003. You need to get a mentor. You need to get education. And if you're only an hour to an hour and 15 minutes away from Sam and Lucas, you need to get over to their monthly meeting at their RIA and get involved in their RIA and get educated so you don't make the mistakes that uneducated real estate investors do make. So how do you get started? You start now with your education and work with folks like Sam and Lucas. Don't you guys agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great place to start. That's what I always tell people. That's great advice, Jay. Tell people to just get involved, find out as much as you can through listening to people like Jay and us podcasts and reading books, but then going to get to know the people. And then after that, go out and take massive calculated action. For sure, yeah, our RIA is a great place to start. We've been doing it for several years now, and in our January meeting, Lucas and I talked. We had over 300 people there, so there's a lot of people there. We get to know contractors, you get to know wholesalers, you get to know pretty much everybody you need at those meetings. At least it's a great jumping off point for sure.
And Sam's known for buying people drinks, so come on out, Yates.
I do keep people drinks every once in a while, for sure.
So for the sake of Yates and anybody else in your area out there in St. Louis, how do people get information on your local RIA?
Go to www.fasterhousebuyersclub.com is our local RIA is called FasterHouse Buyers Club. So that's where you start if you want to get to know us locally, and there you can contact us, send us an email, or go to Meetup and look up FasterHouse Buyers Club. We have a pretty good following on Meetup as well.
Excellent. If you're just joining us here on the show, my special guests are Lucas Walls and Sam Primm from the St. Louis area. They have got quite a bit of experience on commercial, holding properties, flipping properties, finding hot deals. And if you're just now joining us, be sure to go to the video if you're on the live stream and type in where you're from. We like to know where you are from. Okay, guys, we got more questions here. Here's a question from Elaine. It says, I am a flipper. I still have funding in this time. My concern is that after I finish the house, will there be any buyers to sell my house to? Sam and Lucas. Oh,
There we go.
Scott, they went mute. You need to unmute them.
All right, I think I'm good, Jay. That's a great question. Our retail, and this is to your local market. So our retail market is still moving very well. We're tracking activity daily, so there's a lot less listings than there were, say, at this point last year. But there's also a lot. The amount of contracts that are coming in are fewer, are going down. I'm sorry, in a slower percentage. So our inventory is extremely small here. So it's simple as supply and demand. So there's buyers out there for the small amount of properties that are on the market. We'd like to focus on quick turn rehabs, cosmetic rehabs below 25 grand, 30 to 25 grand. So then we know what the market is today, and then we're hoping to list it in 4 weeks. So it's not that 6-month project where the market could actually swing on you.
Yeah, a lot of it kind of depends on your price point. Under $300,000 in St. Louis is still a very, very strong price point to be at. There's just simply not enough supply. A good chunk of less people are looking for properties right now because of everything going on. But even with that, there's still not enough inventory out there. Everything that we're rehabbing and putting out there that's a good rehab, and we're asking a reasonable price, comparative wise to the neighborhood, it's selling, and it's selling for around asking. So I said St. Louis it's holding on pretty strong, the retail market right now. So I don't know, Elaine, what market you're in, but I'd say if your flip is in an area that is an affordable type housing, it's not a $900,000 house or something like that, then there are definitely still buyers out there.
So Elaine, I'll give you my 2 cents worth to complement what Lucas and Sam just said, and that is 2 pieces of advice for you, Elaine. First of all, as long as you continue to have your focus on first-time home buyer price points, there's always going to be buyers for first-time price points. So as Sam and Lucas says, it's market specific. So in this time, I would not be investing in new properties that are above an after repaired value of median price. Okay, that's my first piece of advice until we get past. But buy now. And secondly, there's going to be even better opportunities on the other side of COVID-19. I don't think there's going to be that big of a difference. My second piece of advice I would give to you is there's always a huge pool of rent to own buyers or lease purchase buyers. Right now, there's about 80% of the people that can't go to the bank and get a mortgage. So you've got multiple exit strategies. When you say you're concerned about being able to sell houses, well, my question would be are you only relying on the multiple listing service to sell your houses? So I sell a lot of houses on rent to own, where we actually require the people to enter the credit repair program and get them ready for the mortgage. So Elaine, that's an excellent question. I got 3 comments and questions here from Paula. And Paula, in answer to your private money questions, yes, I see you're a new student of mine. Be sure and join me, and you will have received the invitation as well. I'll be live as of today. I'll be live tomorrow on Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time for a group coaching call, and we'll be able to knock out all those private money questions. Again, if you got any questions or comments for Sam Primm and Lucas Walls, just go right below the video and type in your questions, and we'll get that back to you. Sam and Lucas, you mentioned a moment ago that you've got 4 acquisitionists that are out there working with you. 2 questions. Tell my audience, what is an acquisitionist? What do they do? And how do you pay them?
Yeah, an acquisition it's a buyer. It's a sales. If you think of your typical salesperson sales role, so their job is to go out and buy houses for the company. They put our company name on the contract, but they go out all day, every day. Their goal is to buy a house a week. So they're doing whatever they need to do. They're working our leads. We give them 4. We got 4 buyers, like Jay said. We kind of round robin. A lead comes in. and they just work down the line and start back over. So they get the equal share of leads that we provide. And then they're also expected to go out and buy their own houses through their own networking, get to know wholesalers, get to know bird dogs, get to know real estate agents. So their number one job is to buy houses. Whether that takes them 30 hours a week or 50 hours a week, kind of just depends on how much they want. So we really put it out there where their job is to buy a house a week. And how we pay them off a percentage of the profit. So they're 100% commission based. So they don't eat unless they go out and buy houses. They go out and buy a house, and we either wholesale it or fix it up and flip it, sell it in the retail market. Once we get the check, we give them a certain percentage depending on the deal of the profit.
And how do you find a good acquisitionist?
It's a great question. I
know how you find a good one. You hire 10 and fire 9, right?
There you go.
Yeah, they're tough to find. I mean, it's a great job, but the type of personality that attracts is a wild one, honestly. So it's the sales manager role that Sam's kind of acting in right now is super important, and we kind of act as a sales team. But our main last, I think, 2 or 3 acquisition hires have came from within our network. We've only put an ad out, I think, one time and didn't have great luck with that ad. So we reach out in our network to find our acquisition guys.
Excellent. And right now, what is giving you the best quality and number of seller leads? And so, well, I'll just leave it open-ended. I was getting ready to help you answer my question, but I'll just leave it open. What is giving you the best consistent lead flow of all your sources right now for lead flow?
Our best, most consistent lead source is our website, search engine optimization, which means, for those who don't know, if someone goes to Google and types in "sell my house fast for cash," who pops up? The top few are AdWords, people paying to advertise and be there. But below that, Google ranks on a lot of different hundreds or thousands of different factors on whose website shows up higher, who is more of an authority, who's been there longer, who puts out good content. So it takes a while to get to that point. But when someone types most of those keywords in St. Louis, we usually are near the top, if not the top of the list. And those are really motivated people. Those are people that are searching out, I want to sell my house now. So they're actually going out and taking the effort to physically type it in and research companies and find you online and call into the office, as opposed to direct mail is a great route, but we're reaching out to them. And if it's the right time, then they'll reach back out to us, or they'll just throw it in the trash. So it's usually a little more motivation when someone's searching you out. It's a little bit more work to put in a website and to maintain it and to keep it going and to have the longevity. So that's maybe a little harder for some people that are just getting going. Just to kind of take the question where I'm wanting to take it. I don't know if that was where you wanted to go, but for somebody that's newer, my suggestion would be to drive for dollars. There's some great driving for dollars apps out there. Deal Machine's a great one. You can go out and it doesn't cost very much money. There's a monthly fee, and then you can go out and look for a house that is run down or appears abandoned or the grass isn't cut or whatever it may be, and use the app and ding it, and then you can send mail directly from that app. That's a cheaper way to do it, and it's a great way to go out and you want to buy the house. It's an area you want. That's a great way for newer people that don't have a website or a big budget to find deals, in my opinion.
Yeah, David Lecko is the founder of Deal Machine, a good friend of mine. In fact, it was my pleasure to bring David to our mastermind, Collective Genius, about a year ago. And dealmachine.com, folks. Dealmachine.com is an excellent resource that you can use as you're starting out, or if you're not even starting out, a seasoned investor. So Sam and Lucas, we're coming here to the end of the show. We promised everybody at the beginning that you've got a free handbook or booklet guide that will show people how to find hot deals. And how can people claim your free book?
Yeah, you go to www.fasterfreedom.com. They're on the main page. You can just scroll down a little bit and click. There's the cover of our book. Click it, fill in your email address, and we'll email you a free copy, a PDF version. And the book, real quickly, just it breaks down our story of how we got started and what we did good, what we did bad. It gives examples and, basically tells a story of how we were able to grow this portfolio that we just pulled out $880,000 of. It kind of tells that story, but a big portion of it is finding those deals, the different places and people you can go to, the different avenues you can go to find highly motivated sellers that are willing to sell their houses at a discount, which this all starts with buying the properties, correctly.
Yeah, it's a 60-page handbook, so it's a quick read. You could probably finish it in an hour, and I guarantee you guys will learn something from it. And I think Jay mentioned it, but it's free, so go ahead and download it.
That's awesome. Sam and Lucas, thank you so much thank you so much for taking the time to be here on the show with me. Sam, final comments. Lucas, you wrap it up.
All right. No, we just appreciate having you on having us on. Real estate is an amazing tool. I love watching people get involved and realizing the power of real estate. It's really exciting. I appreciate you having us on. We also have, I think you mentioned, a YouTube channel. Type in Faster Freedom on YouTube. We're giving out great content like this a couple times a week. So we're really giving. We give as much as we can because there's enough out for everybody.
Yeah. So you talked about education, Jay, and that's a huge part of this. But don't get analysis paralysis. Educate as much as you can, and then you got to get started. The reason why we just closed on an $880,000 cash out refinance is because we got started. And we got a little lucky because we started the right time and our properties appreciated, but we also paid down those notes and created massive amounts of wealth. So you got to get started after you educate yourself.
Thank you so much, Sam and Lucas. Okay, folks, there you have it. Another wrap. I'm Jay Connor, the Private Money Authority, wishing you all the best. And here's to taking your real estate investing business to the next level. Bye for now, and we'll see you on the next show. Okay, Scott, are you still here with me?
You betcha.
And we still got Sam and we still got Lucas. Do we still have everybody else?
Yes, I didn't turn it off. So this is the after party show, folks. Any questions you were too embarrassed to ask, you can ask now because we're still here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sam and Lucas, just so you know, the podcast is finished, but all those people are still watching and listening. So,
great job, you guys. Some awesome information. Thank you.
And Sam and Lucas, I just saw Jason Medley's email about 2 hours ago as to when our next CG meeting is virtually.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the format.
And guess what, Scott?
It's on Tuesday.
It's on the same day as my virtual event, 3 days. So we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Well, Sam and Lucas, stay in touch, man. I look forward to seeing you on the CG virtual and for sure when we get back together in person.
Yes, for sure. Appreciate you having us very much.
Yeah, thanks.
And Sam and Lucas, when we go live, I'll send you the copy so you can see the podcasts and videos.
Awesome. We appreciate that.
Heck yeah. Thanks, guys.
We'll blast it out on our network as well.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Hey, look, when we get past COVID-19, bring me to St. Louis.
We'll do it.
We'll go to a ball game.
We'll go to a ball game and we'll have you talk at our club.
That sounds great. Thank you, guys.
All right. See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Scott, we want to end this show for all of our viewers.
Okay.
All right, y'all, thank you so much. We'll see you here next Tuesday, Lord willing, at 2 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Eastern for 2 more fantastic shows. Thank you all so much for showing up and participating. Everybody, it means a lot and really helps the show go well. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.